Since I couldn't be with you guys this morning, I wanted to go over the answers to your homework since you're going to need to know how to do this to do tonight's homework. We will also have a quiz on this on Thursday. We will do some more reviewing during class tomorrow. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put these into scientific notation, which means you have one non-zero number in front of the decimal. So it can't be 0 point something. It can't be 10 point something. You can only have one number in front of the decimal. And then we're going to go ahead and all our answers will contain times 10 to the whatever power. This is the one exception to the rule where we say we can't have negative exponents. We can when we are dealing with these. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, if I want one non-zero number in front of the decimal, we're going to end up with 6 or 6.0, whichever you want to think about it as, times 10. And then you're going to count how many times you move the decimal over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because the number that we started off with was less than 1, our exponent is going to be negative. So it's a little counterintuitive because you're moving the decimal to the right. So you would think that the exponent would be positive, but because the number, again, was less than 1, my exponent is negative. So same thing with the next one. We're going to go ahead. We're going to have 5.4 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This time, even though we're moving it to the left, the number that we started off with was bigger than 1, so our exponent is positive. The next one is 6.0 times 10 to the first. Again, if there is no decimal in the problem, you're assuming that it's all the way to the right. The next one is 9 or 9.0 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3 to the negative third, again, because it was less than 1. The next one, we don't need to move the decimal at all, so it's just 6.7 times 10 to the 0, because we moved it over 0 times. Number 6 is 2 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, the number is less than 1, so our exponent is negative. The next one is 2 or 2.0, either way, times 10 to the positive 6th. The next one is a little bit tricky. This one's kind of a two-step one. So what I would do with this one is it looks like it's in scientific notation, but it's not because we have two numbers technically in front of the decimal. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move this over once. So I'm going to have 7.1 times 10 to the first, right? We just moved it over one time. But we already had a times 10 to the third in the problem. I just kind of ignored it. Now I can go ahead and I can actually combine that. So I'm going to have 7.1. And then last chapter we talked about when we multiply exponents, we add them together. So we're going to get times 10 to the fourth. The next one, number 9, we have 4.89. Yes, you need to write all the digits that come after. And we're going to move the decimal over 4 times, so it's times 10 to the fourth. Number 10 is 9 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or again, it can be 9.0 if you want it as well, times 10 to the negative 7th. The next one is kind of like number 8. So we're moving the decimal over one time. That number was less than 1, so our exponent is negative, but we already had a times 10 to the first, so we tack it on. And again, if we add those exponents together, we're going to get 6.3 times 10 to the 0. Same thing with the next one. We're going to move the decimal over, so we get 3.3, and we moved it over one time. There was already a 10 to the negative third, so when we combine that together, we're going to get 3.3 times 10 to the negative second. Number 13, we get 2.16 times 10 to the negative fourth. Again, it's negative even though we're moving it to the right because the number was less than 1. Number 14 is 4.2 times 10 to the negative third. Number 15 is similar to the other pink colored ones that I have here, or red. So we're going to move the decimal over once. Because it was negative, it's going to be, or less than 1, the exponent's going to be negative. We already have a negative second, so our answer is 1.5 times 10 to the negative third. And then the last one of these is 4.8 times 10 to the 0, because we don't need to move the decimal over at all. This page wants you to write them in standard form, and standard form is the normal way that you see a number. So like 556, 121.2. Okay, so it won't have any exponents in your answer. When we do these, the decimal moves in the direction that you think it would move. A couple important things to keep in mind. You cannot have two decimals in your problem. So you can't have the original decimal and the new decimal. And then if there is a decimal at the front, you have to fill that decimal in. If there is a decimal at the end, you don't necessarily have to fill it in. So, for example, I always rewrite this. This is telling me I'm moving the decimal over one place in the negative direction. So I moved it over. And again, you can see I only have one decimal. If you want to put 0.09, that's fine as well. Same thing here, my decimal's starting at the end. I'm moving it over one place in the negative direction, so I get 0.2. This one's telling me to move my decimal over 5 places in the positive direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill my baskets in with zeros. If you want to put a comma in there, you can. This one also is telling me to move it over 2 places in the positive direction. This one is telling me to move it over 4 places in the positive direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, it's telling you how many times to move the decimal, not necessarily how many zeros to add. So then here, this is moving 2 places in the negative direction. Because the decimal's at the beginning, we have to put that decimal there. It's wrong to not have it. Number 23, we're moving it over 1 place in the negative direction. So we're going to get 0.775. Number 24, you're going to move it over 7 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to go ahead and fill in those baskets with zeros. Same thing with the next one. We're going to move it over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the same with number 26. We're going to move it over 7 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one, we're going to move it over 3 places in the negative direction. So 1, 2, 3. Again, we have to have that leading decimal there. Number 28 is moving it over 2 spaces in the positive direction. Number 29 is moving it over 5 spaces in the negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not moving it at all, so it's just 4. 31 is moving it over 5 spaces in the positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then last but not least, you're going to move it over 5 spaces in the negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, the things I want you to remember about putting something in standard form is that you can only have one decimal in the answer, so don't have both decimals, the original and the new one. And then if it is going to be point something, then you may need to make sure that you put that leading decimal in the front.